I'm sure that at some time or other we've all had a wrong attitude towards another person or even towards a group of people. Sometimes we might think that other people have wronged us and we've been left very upset. And deep down we might even tell ourselves that yes, God is big enough to deal with such problems, and we therefore question why he does not intervene. Such experiences, I think, go against everything which we've been led to believe about God's goodness and his fairness. Everything which we believe about an even-handed God who always sorts things out in the end. And to be honest, I think that resentment towards God actually comes from us having a faulty view of him. And moving to the crisis in which we find ourselves, I wonder whether right at the moment we might be questioning God. We might be asking why he has let this whole problem with COVID-19 happen. Why hasn't he stopped it? Surely he is able to stop it. We might think that God has in fact hidden himself from us, or alternatively, that we just are not on his radar at all, that he couldn't care less about what we're all going through. And if such thoughts are ours, then I think that we would benefit from trying to read his words and trying to apply it to our hearts. Because the truth of the matter is that God promises to be with us in our struggles and to be for us and not against us. When we turn to the prophecy of Isaiah, we find that he very tenderly describes God's dealings with the children of Israel, even when they were reaping the consequences of their own sinful choices. And that's surely appropriate for us today, even although what we face may not be the result of anything which we may have done or chosen. But in Isaiah chapter 53 verse 9, we find the very significant words, in all their distress, he too was distressed. In all their distress, he too was distressed. And so in seeking to apply these words to ourselves, we have to say that in all our suffering, he suffers too. How might this fully apply to us? Well, if we are children of God, if we have turned from our sins and placed our trust in what Jesus accomplished for us when he gave his life on the cross, then surely we ought to know that he has not forgotten us. More than that, he is with us and not against us. He is right in the middle of all that we are having to go through. He is with us in our circumstances and our pain. He is there to help us, to love us, and he hurts with us. And through it all, we can become more dependent on him and on his grace and love and power. I believe that God is fully engaged. He is dealing wisely with all our difficulties. He is able to turn even the most agonizing circumstances into opportunities which can refine us and purify us. And as such, we can be more fruitful as a result. And we can surely glorify him in our lives. It's interesting to read the psalmist's complaint in the first verse of Psalm 13. He says, "How long, O Lord, will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me?" I wonder if such complaints might be ours. And can I say that if they are, then I would encourage us to look to the Lord in a new way. I would encourage us to allow him to change us and renew us, even in the midst of this crisis with coronavirus. because I do believe that he is able to teach us through all the difficulties which we experience. And I do trust that we would seek that the glory in all that we are and do might truly be his.